Hello, welcome to VNews, and here are the headlines.
Prime Minister Truyền promises to step up cooperative relations with Germany. Chief of General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army, Lieutenant General Do Ba Tị visits Laos. Overseas Vietnamese and international organizations raised over 3.24 billion Vietnam dong for Agent Orange vaccine victims. Japan's economy contracts for third consecutive quarter due to impacts of earthquake and tsunami.
Vietnam will try its best to boost relations with Germany, especially in economics, trade, investment, education and training. Prime Minister Truyền made a statement while receiving outgoing German ambassador to Vietnam, Ron Sun-je, in Hanoi on August 15.
Prime Minister Dung spoke highly of the ambassador's contribution to bilateral relations during his term of office in Vietnam, stressing that two-way trade exceeded $6 billion in 2010, and Germany is now the biggest European trade partner of Vietnam. The government leader thanked Germany for its provision of effective official development assistance for Vietnam and helping the country build a metro route and Vietnam-Germany University in Ho Chi Minh City. Ambassador Ron Sun-je said the building of the metro route and the Vietnam-Germany University is an important premise for two country ties to continue developing in the future. The two sides are actively preparing for Chancellor Angela Merkel's visit to Vietnam in October.
The Indian Embassy in Vietnam hosted a ceremony on August 15 to celebrate the 64th Independence Day of India. Vietnamese Deputy Foreign Minister Mr. Ho Xuân Sơn and many foreign ambassadors also attended the event.
Speaking at the ceremony, Indian Ambassador to Vietnam Rajit Ray noted with pleasure that the strategic partnership between Vietnam and India has developed fruitfully in all fields, especially in education, cultural science and technology. The ambassador expressed his wish that the Vietnam-India relationship will be further elevated in the future as the two countries are commemorating the 40th founding anniversary of diplomatic ties in 2012. Vietnamese Deputy Foreign Minister Ho Xuân Sơn extended the warmest greetings to the Indian government and people. The Deputy Minister affirmed that Vietnam will make every effort to step up relations between India and Vietnam in particular, and between India and ASEAN in general, and support India's important role in the region and the world.
Lao Prime Minister Thông on August 15 received a high-ranking delegation of Vietnam People's Army led by Chief of General Staff Lieutenant General Do Ba Tị.
He informed his host about the result of talk with a delegation of the Lao Defense Ministry and affirmed that the Vietnamese army will join efforts with Lao counterpart to further boost the special friendship, solidarity and comprehensive cooperation between the two countries. Prime Minister Tham Ma Vong praised cooperation between the two armies' general staff in building cluster of harmless in Laos and expressed his wish that the two sides will work together closely in searching and repatriating remains of Vietnamese voluntary soldiers.
The Vietnamese government inspectorate and the World Bank jointly kicked off the final round of the Vietnam Anti-Corruption Initiative Program 2011 in Hanoi on August 16.
Deputy Chief Government Inspector Trần Đức Lượng stressed that the program aims to improve public awareness of law regarding the fight against corruption and promote the role and responsibility of organizations and individuals in anti-corruption work. World Bank Country Director in Vietnam, Victoria Qua Qua, affirmed that the program is the result of cooperation between Vietnam and the World Bank in the fight against corruption. The program is co-sponsored by the Australian Agency for International Development, the United Kingdom Department for International Development, and the embassies of Belgium, Finland, and Sweden.
Foreign Minister Mr. Phạm Bình Minh on August the 16th funded over 3.24 billion Vietnam dong to the Vietnam Association of Victims of Agent Orange and Dioxin. The sum was contributed by international organizations, friends, and overseas Vietnamese.
The fundraising campaign also helped international friends and overseas Vietnamese get an insight into the consequences of the toxic chemical and is considered a preparation for the victims' struggle for justice. Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh praised the endless efforts of the Vietnam Association of Victims of Agent Orange Dioxin in the implementation of its humanitarian task. The minister promised to support and cooperate with the association in this regard. Thanks to the association's endeavors, the U.S. has since 2007 provided $43.4 million in medical aid and funding for a project to detoxify the Da Nang airport.
The cultural and tourism village of Vietnamese ethnic groups has gradually become a common house of 54 fraternal ethnic groups after 1 year of operation. However, it takes a long time to turn this place into a real village with the vitality and soul of Vietnamese ethnic minorities.
The culture and tourism village of Vietnamese ethnic groups has gradually become the common house of 54 fraternal ethnic groups after 1 year of operation. However, it takes a long time to turn this place into a real village with vitality and soul of Vietnamese ethnic minorities. In these days, the culture and tourism village of Vietnamese ethnic groups is busy with a wide range of cultural exchange activities of Tro, Cham, Ede, Trai, and Nong people. Charming dances of Tro girls or wedding of a young Cham couple is being revived, making the village more animated. I am excited about the revival of my wedding, which took place 6 months ago. I want to introduce wedding custom of the Cham people to fraternal ethnic groups nationwide. I hope that I will have more chances to introduce the unique cultural identities of the Cham people in An Giang province. Since its opening on the 1000th anniversary of Thang Long, Hanoi, the village has operated 18 houses of ethnic minority people living along the Cheung Sơn Mountain and in the Central Highlands. However, the village fight hard to persuade ethnic minority people to stay here for a long time, so that they can bring vitality to these houses. The culture and tourism village of the Vietnamese ethnic groups is scheduled for completion in 2015. To turn the village into a common house with vitality of 54 ethnic groups, it needs more support from the state, as well as locality for ethnic minorities who come to live here.
Japan's economy fell into recessions for the third consecutive quarter, mainly due to the adverse impacts of the earthquake and subsequent tsunami in March.
The Japanese Cabinet Office reported on August 15 that during the second quarter of 2011, Japan's economic growth rate contracted by 0.3% from the first quarter, down 1.3% over the same period last year. Meanwhile, the consumer price index fell 0.1% and exports dropped 4.9% compared to the first quarter, the sharpest decline over the past 2 years. This was attributable to a stronger Japanese yen, a slump in domestic industrial production, and slowing overseas economies. On August 12th, the Japanese Cabinet Office lowered this year's economic growth forecast to 1% from 1.5% in the previous report. However, it forecast that the economy would grow between 2.7 and 2.9% in the fiscal year 2012. Economists predicted that the world's third largest economy is likely to recover strongly in the next quarter.
President of the Republic of Korea, Lee Myung-pak, on August 15 called for promotion of peace and put an end to confrontation between the two countries.
In his speech celebrating the Korean Peninsula liberation from Japan 1910 to 1945 colonial rule, Lee urged the Democratic People's Republic of Korea to stop military provocation and join in the pursuit of the common prosperity. The president affirmed that the Republic of Korea will continue offering humanitarian aid to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea despite lingering cross-border tensions. Nothing can be achieved through provocation. We have lived in the era of confrontation for the past 6 decades. Now is the time to overcome it and open the age of peace and cooperation, he said. Tensions have escalated on the Korean peninsula after the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was accused of torpedoing a Korean warship in March last year, killing 46 sailors, and staged an artillery attack on a Korean island in November, claiming 4 lives.
And that comes to the end of our broadcast today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.